is intended for educating formational purposes only.
Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're diving into a topic that affects us all, whether we realize it or not. Chemicals. They're everywhere, in our homes, workplaces, and even on the roads. But did you know that many of these everyday substances can be hazardous, some can be toxic, others flammable, and some even explosive? That's right, even seemingly harmless household cleaners can pose risks. So to help us navigate the world of hazardous chemicals, we have OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Their mission to ensure we have the information, training, and gear needed to stay safe when dealing with these chemicals. Under OSHA's Hazard Communication Standard, or HAZCOM, we receive information about chemical hazards through three main channels: safety data sheets, AST container labels, and your workplace's written hazard communication program. Let's begin with safety data sheets, or SDS. Think of these as instruction manuals for chemicals. Manufacturers provide one for each product they make, and your workplace keeps copies. They contain vital details, such as the chemical's name, who made it, hazardous ingredients, safe handling practices, storage recommendations, emergency procedures, and more. Next, we have container labels. Thanks to something called the Globally Harmonized System of Classification and Labeling of Chemicals, labels now follow a consistent format, making it easier to understand the chemical's potential health, fire, and reactivity risks, along with recommended precautions and necessary personal protective equipment. Keep in mind that older containers may still have different label formats. Regardless of the label type, always read them carefully before using any chemical. And when transferring a chemical to another container, be sure to label it correctly. Beyond SDs and labels, your workplace should have a written hazard communication program. This document acts as a roadmap, outlining how your facility complies with the Hazard Communication Standard. It covers what hazardous materials are present, where they're located, employee training, and other vital safety information. Now let's talk about the types of hazardous chemicals you might encounter. They fall into different groups based on their hazards and the precautions you should take when handling them. First up, we have toxic substances. These can disrupt bodily functions and include products like pesticides, cleaners, solvents, and gases. While not all toxic substances are lethal, some can cause severe illness or even death. Corrosives and irritants are chemicals that can cause damage to your body upon contact. Corrosives, like sulfuric acid, can lead to severe burns, while irritants typically cause temporary inflammation or swelling. Flammables and combustibles are materials that can catch fire. Flammables have a flash point below 100 degrees Fahrenheit, like gasoline. Combustibles, on the other hand, have a flash point between 100 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Flammable gases such as propane and acetylene are easily ignited and can lead to explosions. Carcinogens and suspected carcinogens are substances associated with cancer risks. Asbestos, for instance, was widely used in the past and is linked to lung cancer.
EUS is a globally recognized system for categorizing and labeling hazardous chemicals, and it's organized into three main hazard groups. The first group is physical hazards, which includes classes like explosives, flammable gases, and substances under pressure. These classes help us understand how chemicals can react or behave physically. The second group is health hazards, and it's crucial for understanding the potential risks to our bodies. It includes classes like acute toxicity, carcinogenicity, and respiratory sensitization. Last but not least, there's the environmental hazards group. This one focuses on the impact of chemicals on the environment, including aquatic ecosystems and the ozone layer.
Outs of chemical entry and safe handling. Now let's delve deeper into how these hazardous substances can find their way into our bodies and the importance of safe chemical handling. Inhalation. Chemicals can enter your body when you breathe in airborne particles or vapors. Using a respirator is essential when working with chemicals that release harmful fumes or dust into the air. Proper handling includes working in well-ventilated areas and using exhaust systems to remove contaminants from the air. Absorption. Some chemicals can be absorbed through the skin, especially if it's in liquid or gas form. To prevent this, wear appropriate skin protection, such as gloves and coveralls, when handling such substances. Also, be cautious about touching your face or other body parts while working. Injection. Certain chemicals, particularly in industrial settings, can pose risks of injection, such as accidental needle sticks or punctures. Follow strict safety procedures when handling these chemicals. Use safety equipment like syringe shields, and properly dispose of sharps to prevent injuries. Ingestion. Accidentally swallowing chemicals can have serious health consequences. Always avoid eating, drinking, or smoking in areas where chemicals are present, and wash your hands thoroughly before doing any of these activities. Store chemicals and foods separately and ensure proper labeling to prevent mix-ups. Personal protective equipment, apron, and safe handling. To safeguard ourselves from these potential hazards, we must use the appropriate personal protective equipment and practice safe chemical handling. Respirators. These protect your respiratory system from inhaling harmful chemicals and airborne particles. Choose the right type of respirator based on the chemicals you're dealing with. Inspect and maintain respirators regularly. Skin protection. Gloves, coveralls, aprons, and other protective clothing shield your skin from direct contact with chemicals. Select the appropriate material and thickness based on the chemical's properties. Change contaminated clothing promptly to prevent prolonged contact. Eye protection. Goggles or safety glasses are crucial when there's a risk of splashes, sprays, or airborne particles that could harm your eyes. Choose eye protection that provides a secure seal. Regularly clean and inspect eye protection for damage. Other gear. Depending on the specific chemical and job, you may need additional PPEs such as face shields, hearing protection, or specialized suits. Ensure that all PPE is correctly fitted and used according to manufacturer guidelines. Proper storage and safe handling. Safe storage practices are paramount for preventing chemical exposure and accidents during handling. Appropriate containers. Chemicals should be stored in containers designed for their type and labeled accurately to avoid confusion. Handle containers with care to prevent damage or leaks during transport. Well-ventilated areas. Store chemicals in well-ventilated spaces to reduce the concentration of any fumes or gases. Proper ventilation also helps disperse potential hazards during handling. Sturdy shelving. Use sturdy, spill-resistant shelving to minimize the risk of containers falling or breaking, which can lead to spills and exposure. Keep chemicals organized and separated to prevent accidental mixing. Handling chemical spills and exposures. In the event of a chemical spill or exposure, act quickly. Time is crucial. If there's a spill or exposure, take immediate action to protect yourself and others. Report incidents promptly to supervisors or safety personnel. Evacuate if necessary. If the chemical is highly toxic or poses an immediate danger, evacuate the area and ensure everyone's safety. Contain the spill. Use containment tools like absorbent materials or spill kits to prevent the spill from spreading. During handling, take precautions to minimize the risk of spills. Cleanup equipment and PPE. Wear the appropriate PP for cleanup, which may include gloves, goggles, and specialized cleanup materials. Follow your workplace's spill response procedures carefully to minimize risks. Handle spilled chemicals with care to avoid further accidents. By understanding the routes of chemical entry, using the correct PPE, practicing proper storage, and knowing how to respond to spills and exposures, combined with safe chemical handling techniques, you can significantly reduce the risk associated with working with hazardous chemicals. Lastly, remember that hazardous materials can't just be thrown in the trash. Many require special disposal by licensed companies. Always check with your supervisor or safety manager for guidance. In summary, chemical safety is a comprehensive approach that combines knowledge, preparedness, storage, and vigilance. By staying informed about chemicals, storing them correctly, equipping yourself with the right protective gear, and remaining vigilant in your actions, you can significantly reduce the chances of accidents and protect both yourself and those around you from harm. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your comments and feedback are also highly appreciated. And for more content and behind-the-scenes insights, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.